For the last 6 months, we've been absolutely rinsing this little known reel format that is helping us get millions of views over and over again, also generate thousands of qualified leads that we've turned into $1 million a month in info and coaching sales. And in today's video, I'm gonna pull down the curtain on exactly not only what that format is and break down one of the videos that have gotten multiple millions of views, I'm going to explain exactly as to how small formats that you can discover can really change the game in terms of the amount of views you get, as well as the amount of leads and quality of leads that you can attract. And if you're new here, my name is Jeremy Moser. I'm the co-founder of an Instagram marketing agency. We've been behind the scenes of some of the biggest personal brands in the game. We've generated billions of views for our clients, which has resulted into over 6 million followers, as well as over 100 million in attributable sales through Instagram content alone. Before I uncover this format, there's something I need you to first understand about Instagram content in the first place. There's realistically two types of content that goes viral. Number one is content that just gets views, which is content that at its core just makes people laugh, or it kind of gets them to raise their eyebrow, which just results in quick dopamine hit, but nothing else, meaning there's no intention or any further action. Number two, there's content that actually attracts buyers, which is content that has tangible substance or on a profound level influences people through a valuable lesson, a tactical insight, or just a memorable story or analogy to where it drives people to change their beliefs, just generates any form of valuable action. The reason this differentiator is so important is because 90% of creators out there, especially business owners, they're extremely colorblind when it comes to content, which means they just see a viral piece of content and they just think, that's what I need. I just need the content piece that ever gets the most amount of views. That's actually not the truth. Views don't make money, or they're guaranteed to make money. And so as a result, they spend all this time creating content such as lifestyle flexes, recreating brain rot or controversial videos, fake podcast clips, or just expensive cinematic talking heels, only to either get a few thousand views with nothing really, or to get 1 million plus views, but no qualified leads, which means you get hundreds of leads from non-buyer countries, or the few qualified ones don't have any intent at all. Now, the harsh reality that most business owners aren't ready to hear is that not all views are equal. More importantly, the content format that you post directly determines who sees your content and potentially how many people see your content. To illustrate this, let's just run a quick little eye test, okay? On the content piece I show in here, who do you think watches this type of content? If you're anything like me, you probably think this is more of a young or more like a, unsophisticated audience, okay? Example number two, who do you think watches this type of content? If you're anything like me, or you kind of think logically, you'd probably think that a more older demographic with a less fried dopamine system would be interested in that type of content. The point between that differentiation is simply to illustrate one thing. The packaging, the format, the topics, it determines very directly who sees your content. Because here's sort of the moral. You don't want to select formats based on the number of views it receives, but you want to base it on the type of person that is most likely to get reached and attracted by the content. And the psychological reason for it is because Instagram monitors the user behavior on all its billions of users extremely closely. Essentially, based on the type of content people interact with, that's what the type of content that's being served to those people more and more. If you group yourself a bunch of 16-year-old dickheads showing off their money, the last thing you need is being in that group, because then you get a bunch of broken, unsophisticated people engaging with it, following you, and now signaling to the algorithm, oh, this is the type of person we want to show this person's content to. And if your content sucks, it might actually not be shown to many people, and then you're stuck having your content shown to a few people who are the wrong people at the same time. With that insight in mind, I want to go and uncover the format that's been helping our clients make millions of dollars in the past 6 months and has gone viral time and time again. It's what we call the conversation or silent movie reel, and there's a bunch of examples you can see here, okay? The premise of this type of content is extremely simple. Number one, you want to open up the reel with, a hook that resembles a start of a conversation between two people, such as, for example, husband and wife, father and child, co-workers, just family people. And number two, you want to have a visual and an audio that sets the scene for the rest of the reel. So, for example, it's either alluding to seemingly good news or calling out a clear-cut problem, and you just want it to be something that people can really relate to. Let me just go through a few examples, okay? Number one here, you have a conversation where somebody announces a really good job, which hints at, oh, this might be something good. Or here you can see another example where the wife says, hey, this doesn't work anymore, which alludes to drama or relationship struggle, what's happening next. And so these are just great ways to kind of hook attention. From there, the rest of the flow of these type of reels kind of goes as follows. After the hook, the coming slides, they just build the conversation to introduce and amplify the existing problems. So those could be examples like troubling finances, unhappy relationship, lack of family time, or personal unhappiness. All that they want want to do is date back to a corporate job, failed business, or unaligned relationship. It has to be sort of the problem or the common enemy that you and your target audience has. And then from there, we just go and cover how the narrator kind of walks through the story or handles the situation. So basically, this could be like how you as the narrator, as an example, you decide to take action, you find an alternative path, you end up solving the problem, or you just document the journey or the way of trying to complete the transformation and kind of solving the initial problem and now living a good life. Unlike all these other content gurus who will tell you, oh, this format actually crushes, and then they just blue ball you by not showing it. Let me actually show an example that we've done for a client of ours that has gotten millions of views. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna just go play the video, and then we're gonna do a quick rundown as to why this works so well, and then I'm gonna give you a few examples as to how you can implement this thing on your own. Here we go. This video, by the way, got 5.5 million views and generated well over 1,200 leads. Here's exactly why this video works so extremely well. Number one, the format of it being a conversation makes it super easy to consume because it feels very effortless, right? Instead of seamlessly just reading stuff. And like just conversations and stories in general are like the easiest format to consume. Number two, the combination of the B-roll visuals alongside the text allows for a bigger percentage of consumers to watch the videos because not everyone has their song on. At the same time, the biggest advantage of sort of having the B-roll plus text is that it's easy on the mind. It doesn't feel like you need to put in a lot of effort. It's just very effortlessly. Because there's no voices involved, a bigger percentage of the world as well is able to watch it. Now, don't say this because those viewers are relevant. Sometimes even within the US, an example where our target audience lives, people don't necessarily speak English or listen to English extremely well. And so it just kind of helps to maximize the total addressable market that you can reach. And number three, done properly, the hook already alludes to a problem or a potential transformation / critical situation, but it purposely leaves out important content, which kind of creates an open loop. And open loops, the one thing that they do is they create friction in the viewer's mind, which causes them to stop scrolling and actually watch. Number four, if the conversation is structured properly, it actually creates an open loop, which increases sort of the overall watching time because people actually need to kind of finish the story to have their loop kind of closed. In return, what it creates is it increases retention, and it means it gets boosted out to more people because Instagram wants to see content that has a high retention rate. And lastly, people who consume the entire reel most likely have a few attributes. They can relate to the problem or the story in some way, shape, or form. They feel inspired to a transformation or the overall message being shared that they've just watched within the reel. And they have some form of pain or dreams that they just haven't been able to resolve and accomplish, which is highlighted again by the reel. At the end, right, that by the time you ask someone like that to either comment the keyword or, DM you for a free resource, the likelihood of them interacting and complying per se is a lot higher. This is just kind of the breakdown as to why this does so well. If you want to replicate this, here's how you're actually going to go and do it. Step one, you want to identify either a situation or a timeline where your life really took like a 180, right? It could be bad health news, getting laid off, job issues, or just a new job, as well as relationship struggles. Now from there, you want to map out how you went from bad to great, and then how the vehicle business model fits into the picture sort of as the bridge. And from there, you want to structure the conversation in a way where people can follow your train of thought, right? They follow the story and they get bought into the story, right? And kind of want to know what's happened next. And because it sequentially kind of works. Next, you want to introduce the business model or your vehicle/bridge in a way where a third grader understands how it works and the actions that are needing to be taken. And it kind of understands like a logical big picture steps. From there, you want to show how long it takes, to kind of get your first win and kind of get these whole accomplishments. And then really kind of get people to the point where you're like, wow, these guys really made it. That's the sort of the payoff. And then from the payoff, you just want to make a quick sort of conclusion transition where you kind of give people a bit of a broader message or just a bit of a takeaway statement. And from there, have a call to action that's either follow me for more, DM me, or just comment a keyword to get some form of a, CTA or freebie. And realistically, at that point, once they've kind of done that, that's where the closed loop actually gets closed, right? And so you have your open loop at the beginning of the hook and it closes up at the end. Realistically, just to be very blunt, that is the format. We've been rinsing this format for dozens of clients over a dozen different niches, and it's been ripping. We've got millions of views, generating thousands of leads that over time transform into millions in sales. It isn't easy, but it's simple. If you put in the time to identify the time lapses that you could have used, the life events that are very shocking and probably relatable to your ICP, you understand how to tell a good story and kind of structure it in a way where, not only you tell the story, but you introduce your business vehicle in a way where it's like, oh damn, it's a logical bridge. I understand. I need to start an AI agency because I'm going to find AI tools and I'm install them for businesses. Or, oh, I rent the property and I sublet it on Airbnb. If you can draw those logical conclusions, that's realistically when not only will you get a shit ton of views, but you'll attract the right type of people, which is hopefully the main thing you're taking out of this. And so with that being said, the one thing I want to do is to urge you to just not be lazy. Don't just watch and be like, oh, this is cool. Go and take action on it. That's the one thing. With that being said, I just want to end this video with two things, which is number one, if you've gotten any decent value out of this and you're like, damn, this is interesting, share it with your business owner, your content team, whoever. Please like and subscribe to the video. This is honestly be super cool to kind of grow the audience. If you're a business owner who's like, hey, I want to grow my coaching business and I know I need to build my personal brand, whether that's to, improve the ROAS on my paid ads because we don't have any content shown to people, or you just want to grow and sort of like use organic content as a second acquisition channel. If you want to check out how you could potentially work with us and implement not only this format, but our entire content funnel into your business so you can attract, nurture, and convert high intent customers on a consistent basis, then feel free to click the link below, book a call with my team. Super excited to be chatting with you soon. With that being said, I appreciate you watching this video and we'll see you soon. Peace.